What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done. And I want to jump into a topic that we revisit a bit, and it's about black women claiming that they are the least protected group of women. And that's because I seen another situation where you got a black woman claiming that black women are least protected, and talking about how random guys should protect black women and all this sort of stuff. You don't see random guys from other group protecting the women around them unless it's a situation where they are truly a victim. You don't see Hispanic women in situations that they go create for themselves and then the Hispanic men jumping in. You don't see it with Indians. You don't see it with Jewish folks. You don't see it in other groups. You just do not. Now, the video in question was there were some women that were being dragged by a guy. The guy was Hispanic. He was talking to them pretty out of pocket. He was being pretty disrespectful. There was a group of 3 black men that were present while he was talking out of pocket to her, and they were laughing and they wanted nothing to do with getting involved to diffuse the situation. And she's equating this is how black men are always behaving when there's a black woman around being disrespected. That's cap. But turns out the guy who was doing the disrespecting was a gay guy. The 3 black men, they were gay guys. So you have some sort of event where you have women and gay men there. And I guess she was expecting the gay men to stand up, the gay black men to stand up and, for the woman against the gay Hispanic man who's disrespecting her, and that didn't happen. Well, why would that happen in that scenario? You have 3 men that aren't your typical masculine men, so they're not going to feel compelled to do any protecting the way a traditional masculine man would. Also, listen, sisters, we love you, but you got to get a man. If you want a man's protection, you got to get a man. You can't be talking about how independent you are and you don't need a man, but then you run out and put yourself in situations where you're in danger, where you're being threatened, and then expect a man to step in and protect you. I don't know why that's not clicking. You don't need a man. You say it every day. You on social media talking about how strong and independent you are. Can't no man tell you nothing. You got your own money, your own degrees, just the whole 9 yards. And then when your mouth puts you into a situation that you're too weak to get yourself out of, now you're looking for a man, which you claim not to need, to step in and save the day for you. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You either need a man or you don't need a man. I say at the very least, you need your own man. You can't be expecting random men to defend you. If you want to be independent, that's fine. I say choose a path and accept the pros and cons that come with it, though. If you want to be independent, you want to be on your own, you don't want to be under a man's headship, leadership, then that's just is what it is. You're on your own. No man is obligated to put himself at risk to protect a woman that he does not know. That's a stranger. What about his woman that's at home? What about his kids? He's supposed to put himself at risk in a situation that, not always, but usually, y'all put yourselves in. Don't nobody got more mouth and know how to create more chaos and make a bad situation worse than a masculine woman, because masculine women do not know how to shut up, which is amazing, because for as much as y'all want to be like men or respected like men, this is a trait that men don't embody. Men know when to shut up. Men don't go out there moving like this because men know that they're going to get the consequences of a man. Y'all are too used to the majority of the time being just told, like FUB or whatever. You're not worried about a physical altercation because y'all are so used to being disrespectful without any sort of physical repercussions. You're more disrespectful to men than you are other women because if you use that same sort of language, that same sort of tone, the same level of disrespect with another woman, you probably gonna have to fight her. But that fear of fighting a man isn't there because you know that men aren't gonna fight you. Men are taught not to hit a woman, not to put their hands on a woman. So you're as disrespectful as you can possibly be, way more so than with another woman because the fear isn't there. And then you want the very type of men who you regularly disrespect to then put themselves at risk, put themselves in harm's way to protect you, even more so when you're a stranger. If it's some guy that's married, he has a family at home, he is a sole provider for his family, he puts himself at risk defending you over some stuff that you was just talking too much and could have prevented if you just shut up and left. He puts himself at risk, he gets hurt, he's killed. What about his family? I mean, really, what about his family? I guarantee you his wife would have wished she would have left your loudmouth, masculine butt there and came home to his family. So I'm just saying, it's not a random guy's job to protect you. That's your man's job. Your boyfriend, your husband, your fiance, whoever it is, that's your man's job. It is not a total stranger's responsibility to keep you safe. And every other group understands this. That's why you don't see these problems. None of the other groups have women that want to be independent from the men, that act like they don't belong to the men, yet expect the men who they openly disrespect, are critical of every day. And I'm not saying all of the criticism is bad. Some of the criticism is very much valid. There are things that black men can do better on. But when you're critical and disrespectful of someone, of a particular group every day, I mean, it's just kind of silly for you to expect that same group, any group, not just black men, any group that you would be critical of every day, all day like this, to then run to your aid when you need help, when you find yourself in a jam. So I say to you, it's always these masculine acting women that they want to be independent. They're the ones that find themselves in these situations. Notice, whenever there's a problem like this that arises, it's the same type. It's always the modern, loud, ghetto acting chick. It's never the feminine black women that end up in these situations. It's always the same type that do. So I'm just saying, get yourself together. You either need men or you don't. Do you need men or don't you? You can't have it both ways. That's all I'm gonna say on this for now, though. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.